What is up, y'all? Eddie Hates Comics here. Yeah, that's my new intro. I'm kidding. But y'all saw the title. Y'all saw the thumbnail. You guys know what I'm here to talk about. Ultimate Universe. No, not that one. Not the old one. The new 2024 Marvel Comics Ultimate Universe. Technically did not start with Ultimate Spider-Man. If y'all didn't know, started with Ultimate Invasion, then the Ultimate, I think it's called Ultimate Universe, that one issue. And then we got into Spider-Man, Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men. And let me tell y'all, I wasn't planning to make a video on this. I was planning to read it. So amazing. So amazing. So I read, the Ultimate Universe, Ultimate Invasion when it came out. Ultimate Invasion, then Ultimate Universe. Really good, really great setup. I like that we're keeping the main antagonist from like the OG Ultimate Universe to have that connection and just that whole dynamic and the reason why he's doing what he's doing. It makes so much sense. Like, I like that it's not just Ultimate Universe for the sake of nostalgia. It's Ultimate Universe with a purpose. So far, the stories have been great. I'm going to talk about more on that specific thing later. For now, I'm going to talk about the individual comics. I guess we'll start with Spider-Man. We can start with Ultimate Invasion. I know y'all want to talk about Spider-Man, but we'll talk about Ultimate Invasion. Like I was saying, I loved that the villain's purpose just works perfect sense. It works and it makes perfect sense. I loved seeing the him exit the containment. I'm not gonna have too many spoilers, but I'm saying throw vague things out there for y'all that have read it. If you haven't read it, you don't have to read Ultimate Invasion. It's comics. Pick what you want to read. At least read Ultimate Spider-Man. I would highly recommend Ultimate X-Men. Ultimate Black Panther, if you're going to read that, I would recommend reading Ultimate Invasion and Ultimate Universe because it has a bit more to do with that. Because of the whole Moon Knight thing, which I'll touch on later. Ultimate X-Men #1 is very self-contained. Ultimate Spider-Man is pretty self-contained with a tiny bit of context needed, but you can get that from the comic itself. It explains everything. Black Panther, I feel, has a bit more going on so far. But Ultimate Invasion, really loved that. Really loved how everything just escalated. It was just escalation into the breaking point, and it leads us, because Howard Stark was doing all the Tony Stark things. It leads us to Tony Stark being Iron Lad. I love that. Now, I'm not an Iron Man comic reader. I definitely need to be someday because I know all these stories. So I don't know if he was originally Iron Lad. I think it was the other dude, right? But I also could be wrong because my whole knowledge of Iron Lad is off of like different versions and stuff, and or Iron Man, I should say, not Iron Lad, like all these animated versions or like the movies and stuff. But outside of that, I don't know shit about him. I just know that Iron Lad exists. So I don't know if this happened in the comics. Let me know if I'm wrong. But seeing him like, oh, I'm Iron Lad was really cool. I love the ending of Ultimate Invasion. You get the little glimpses like the May Parker death. That's not really a spoiler, by the way. This is before Spider-Man even happened. Although it is kind of a spoiler, but you know it going in to Ultimate Spider-Man anyways. It's not a scene in Ultimate Spider-Man. We're good. Shut the fuck up in the comments. But I'm all over the place in this video. I should have written down a script. I don't give a fuck. I'm talking. I'm yapping. This isn't a ranting video. This is a yapping video. Actually, I have another yapping video I got to record right after this too for the anime channel. But yeah, and then Ultimate Universe was really nice. It was basically him or Tony and then Thor. That dynamic was awesome. And we also had Kang, but I'm not going to talk about him today. But I'm interested in him as well in this story. But Thor was pretty awesome. That dynamic was cool. So I'm really excited to see this version of the Ultimates as opposed to like the old ones. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that. Moving on, Ultimate Spider-Man, the big one, the reason why this shit's selling so well, at least Ultimate Spider-Man's selling so well. I fucking missed out on Ultimate Spider-Man 2. I had to read that shit online. But I'm still buying it. I'm buying the reprints for Ultimate Spider-Man 2 and Ultimate Black Panther 1 when they come out soon. Ultimate Spider-Man, though. Now, this is what got me into the original Ultimate series anyways. And I had a lot of fun with the original Ultimate stuff. I like the Ultimate X-Men mainly because the Spider-Man team-ups and the Daredevil team-ups and whatnot. I know looking back, knowing a bit more about the X-Men now, I know why people kind of were frustrated with that. Same with a lot of other characters. I was spoiled because I'm a Spider-Man fan. I still to this day enjoy Ultimate Spider-Man quite a fucking bit. No matter what y'all say, you can't gaslight me into not liking Ultimate Spider-Man. And yeah, I'm a fan of 616 as well. Obviously, that's the main goat. But Ultimate Spider-Man, he's still him. And not gonna spoil what happens to him, but I like his ending as well. But that has nothing to do with this. Starting off with a 40-year-old Peter that has never gotten his powers before. Such precedent for a different story. Spider-Man's a character that I feel, kind of what I was saying with the like other characters in the original Ultimate series, maybe feeling different from their original, maybe having too big of differences for people to really accept these as these characters. But Spider-Man, because as long as you keep the heart and soul of Spider-Man, you can pull him in all these different directions. There's so much to pull from the 80 or 60 years or however long it's been, that I feel like people are more accepting as long as, like I said, it keeps the heart of the character, keeps the message, it keeps the theme of being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You can kind of do a lot of different shit with him. This so far is staying to that, and it feels right. I know we've had older Peter before, but I'm talking about older Peter that felt like not right his whole life and then gets his powers. He has to get the confidence now. He didn't have it for the last 20 years, you know? He's getting it now as a grown-ass man. A sexy grown-ass man at that. So, we also get the dynamic of the family that I love. Mary Jane. Fuck 616 right now. This shit's bullshit. But, seeing Peter with a family and happy is amazing. I know it's not going to be that way forever because it's a Spider-Man comic. But I hope at the end of the day everything's fine with them. But the little things like May being gone and not Uncle Ben and J. Jonah being partners, Kingpin trying to do the Daily Bugle shit. This is probably going to be a bit more into spoilers. I'm not going to try and go too hard, but it's going to happen. So if you haven't read any of these, go read them. This is more just me talking because I have no one to talk about this shit with. I have no one that I know that reads any of this besides Spider-Man. I got my friend to read it, and he didn't even read the other Ultimate shit. So I'm just kind of yapping here. And I really loved it. I liked the second issue too with Shocker and all that. That was cool. I'm just really excited for the future of Ultimate Spider-Man. Moving on to Ultimate Black Panther. I really enjoyed the first issue. I think that's one that more compared to Spider-Man, X-Men, like I was saying, just kind of, you probably do need a bit more of Ultimate Invasion to understand because of the whole Moon Knight thing. And I'm really interested in Ultimate Moon Knight, by the way, because what the fuck is Ultimate Moon Knight? It's like the thing, okay, I can talk during this time, you can talk during this time. We are Moon Knight, not I am Moon Knight. Although I guess Moon Knight has multiple personalities anyways, but still, you know what I mean? Like, it's not normal Moon Knight. So that's what I'm interested in, the whole, like, Wakanda's at war with Moon Knight. That panel went so fucking hard. Moving on, we got Ultimate X-Men, got it today. They only had the variant cover, but of course I'm going to support my local shop and still get it. Although if I come across a copy of the original cover, I'm definitely going to get it because that shit looks fucking amazing. This was one that surprised me because it's a character that I don't think I know. X-Men in general, I know from like Ultimate X-Men and then some older X-Men lines or runs, and then the movies. I don't know. Oh, and then I guess the animated series. So once again, compared to like a character like Spider-Man, Moon Knight, or like Daredevil, characters that I actually read all the fucking runs for, probably don't know as much, and they're a group, so there's a lot more going on, right? However, still heavily enjoyed the fuck out of it. I liked the Japanese setting, loved that the art style matched the setting. It wasn't just your traditional comic style, and that made it stand out visually compared to the others, I think, so far. The story was fucking amazing, and I really like that whole, whatever that shadow thing was. I don't know. I guess it was the curse. And then the whole, like, it was a very down-to-earth individual story for what's supposed to be the first issue for a group. I like that we didn't just start off with, like, let's rush into the group. Oh, no. This wouldn't even be an X-Men story, and it would still be super interesting as, like, this girl's standalone comic. I don't know where we're going to go from here, how long it's going to take for it to be a group. If this is going to be, like, a run with just her, or, like, a few issues, like a story arc, and then get to the group stuff. I don't know. All I know is this shit is fucking awesome so far. As well, I just finished reading it. Did I show you? Yeah, I got the fucking the variant cover. I did show you. So yeah, I did want to talk about that as well and give it its props. I think that one outside, if I had to rank them right now, I would put Spider-Man, X-Men, and Black Panther, but they're all great. Black Panther, because the first chapter was so like crazy, I might need to reread it. One and two, we need to see where it's going before I can kind of give it a higher placement. But at least none of them are ass. You know, I just like ranking shit because I'm weird. Spider-Man, probably biased and it's fucking peak. X-Men 1 was really good, so I'm putting it there. But what I wanted to talk about was it started so great. It's still gonna be great for a while, I'm sure. Now, is it eventually gonna all come tumbling down and crashing when we get into all these big crossovers and all this, different writers, and depending on how long this universe goes, it could go for years and years and years. Maybe. It's happened before. We've seen the original Ultimate Universe. We've seen N52. We've seen all these things where people try to do different shit. I mean, even mainline comics to the point where it's like, oh, there's no good reading point anymore for new readers. There's no consistency, all this other stuff. I mean, even the new readers thing, like, for me, I can just kind of start places in comics and they give you context. I get that. I'm a comic reader. But I'm not such a head far up my ass comic reader that I can't understand the point of view of a person that doesn't read comics and how overwhelming something might seem to them. You know, I'm not going to be like, you're just a bitch. You're just a bitch. You don't want to read all these. And you don't want to start a story without context. It gives you context, but you don't want to start without reading at all. Because there's some people that like to read everything. Now, unfortunately, comics isn't really a medium where you can do that. Because there's just so much. But I don't know where I was going with that point. I just dislike certain people when it comes to comics sometimes. That don't sympathize with the normal crowd. Because at the end of the day, I think Marvel would like if more normal readers were reading, not just the comic nerds. Because it's a fucking dying industry. But, I don't even know where I was going with all this. I don't know. All I know is Spider-Man's nice, Black Panther's nice, X-Men's nice, and I hope the Ultimates are nice. Did I write anything in my notes that I didn't read? I didn't even look at my notes. I literally wrote nothing that I didn't say. Besides, but for now I'm optimistic. Because I am optimistic for now. Now, I know this was a shit video. Just yapping, but hope you enjoyed it anyways. I guess this is more of an invitation to discourse. Like, do y'all have any problems with it so far? And if you do, like, what? And if you don't have any problems, like, what are you really looking forward to in this universe from what you've seen so far? Like I said, like, Kang's interesting. Moon Knight's extremely interesting. And the Maker is so exciting so far. Every scene with him, like, the aura is unmatched. I actually love, like, all of his scenes. And then, like, because of what happened with Tony introducing the thing to Spider-Man at the end of that first issue, I'm excited to see them eventually interact. So the crossovers should be fun unless they get like bad eventually or something. Like I said, I don't know how long this is going to run as a whole universe, but I'm assuming they want it to go for as long as possible. So I'm just optimistic. It's a video saying I'm optimistic and that I'm having fun. I don't know. Hope you all have a wonderful day. I am out. Subscribe.